Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Loud Monkeys podcast. If you are just turning in, you know that we are back for season 2, bigger, better, and better than ever. Last episode was our very first debate episode, in which we debated the Minecraft movie. And I think Ricardo says that he won. I don't
No
know
one said
what
anything, so
viewers
I
said,
won.
but
Silence
we
agrees.
shall.
My whole point was you watched it in Croatian. Of course it's gonna suck.
Okay, well then, okay, fine, you won. Right, so today we are discussing random topics, but by random topics we mean one topic from Ricardo and one topic from
researched
me.
topics.
Or vice versa, we don't know. Yes, well-researched topics, because we are well-researched
I'm a man,
men,
you're a boy.
individuals.
You look like a boy.
That's fine. That's okay. I have no qualms against it. And next week we will be having our very first guest. Yeah, very first guest. You see that people actually want to be on this podcast. Yeah, I'm surprised. So for the beginning, what did we do this week? What is the new things about this week? Do we have any new dating information? Do we have anything new? Any new job updates? Anything? For me, everything was basically the same. I had dinner with a very good friend. That went well.
Very good friend.
Made steaks for the very first time.
Very good friend.
Shut the fuck up.
I won't say anything more.
Shut up.
I won't say anything more.
I'm gonna kick you in the shin. You don't have to say anything more. It was a very good friend. Then I took her home, and yeah, that's it. And basically, home to her home.
Okay.
To her
Just her own house.
God damn it. Fuck her. Yes, fuck her. And that was basically it. Gym, walks, and I had a thing at my job where
I was bankrupted the company.
Well done, a big boo boo.
You almost bankrupted the company, and there was no money left.
Yeah, almost. Almost, but everything is good. Everything is good, Lars.
You should have done this at your old job.
Nothing needs to be done, so that's it. Yeah. No, fuck you. I couldn't. I wasn't in the proper.
You have to take a different position. Like, then you were bent over, and now you're like spread eagle.
Yeah.
I get it. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You see. Yeah. So today, after we do this thing, I'm probably going to go to the gym, and then I'm gonna be streaming tonight. Yeah, that's it, because nobody wants to hang out with me.
That guy. So, for me,
yeah,
what have I done last week? I had an exam, as mentioned. Well, did the exam. Traveled way too long to get there. Can't complain. Went pretty well, I would say. Then I did some preparation for, because now I have vacation, like the school is closed. I still have to work, but the school is just closed, so I have to do all my physical stuff. And other than that, nothing special, I would say. I mean, yeah, no, I did not fuck up per se, but
I did not fuck up.
No,
per se,
so
but
I have to I have to manufacture parts, and I got permission to just outsource it and let it be made somewhere else, right? I only have to weld the parts together. So I found a company, I ordered it, I pressed the wrong paying option that you can only use as a company and not as a person. So I went to sleep thinking I pressed on Afterpay. Turns out it was not Afterpay.
But
so I got called 4 times today when I was asleep. Because of course I go to bed like a degenerate. And at that time that's just not good, but okay.
Like every other person is awake at that time. No, you're sleeping.
3 times, emailed me in the morning, say, yeah, there's just a mistake with our website. You should not be able to do that. I did pay it. I hope I paid it the right way.
Amazing. Okay, yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just get a charge back or
You should
something.
see. Yeah, just sell it
But I did pay,
you know.
so I should be able to
Regular stuff,
get
regular
my
stuff.
parts, maybe. And I did not think I had to go to school, but apparently, the first day when I get back, when school is open, I have to present my project to various amounts of people. I did not know that. I got 2 days before school closed. I heard it. So
So wait. So basically, when school opens up again, so when you go back to class, you immediately on the very first day you have to make a presentation about your
no,
project.
not a presentation. I
Amazing.
told you, the machine I'm making, it was temporary, like setup.
Yeah. You showed me the machine. You showed me that it's basically
It's
held up
exactly.
by hopes
So
and dreams
the,
at the
the
moment.
the goal was this week, if I didn't have my exam, that I would convert the machine to the proper design. So that was the plan. I was like, okay, I'll just do it after the vacation. I'll come in early. I do it myself. Nope, because
Yeah.
next week I don't have time. So next week, in 2 weeks, I won't have time to do that because I come in instantly. I have a call with the manufacturer of the laser. Then,
Jesus
so the
Christ.
machine has already been working then, right? Then instantly after that call, people are gonna
Yeah,
come in that
understandable.
room to talk about my project. Immediately. So I'm literally gonna fix a problem that I have with a laser, and not even 2 minutes after, they're gonna come in and ask me about my project. I have to demonstrate my project.
Well, as long as you don't have any
Alright, so the problem
problems
is
with
I
the
don't have my
project, then everything
components that's
should be
supposed to
good.
mount all the things together on my new design. So right now my design is stuck. Like, it's stuck to the table. It's made to the table. Just the two components that should be together are not held together. So the last one was stuck with hopes and dreams. This one is stuck with air.
Oh well, at least there's something.
Oh no,
It's
that's
stuck with
basically nothing.
something
It
at
can just
least.
fly off any
It
time it
could.
wants to.
It could.
Yeah, it's.
Whee!
I've not turned it on
It can always be worse.
after converting the machine. I should probably do that next week.
So basically, when you turn it on, you're gonna be like, "Oh dear God, I hope this goes well."
Something like that, yeah.
Phew! Shit. Keep me informed if you die. So if Ricardo dies,
You make
I
this
will
joke
be,
every
we'll be
fucking
having a
week.
special episode. We're gonna make a special episode in honor of him, where we will just be basically
Watch out with where that
pissing on
hand's
his grave.
by the way. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you're almost going too high with that.
Quiet. And then we will basically not. I'm not gonna be hosting auditions for a new co-host. Yep. I will just be doing the podcast alone with Ricardo's ghost somewhere behind me going woo, because I fucking know you're gonna haunt me
I've
for the
several
rest of
people.
your life.
You're on the list. You're on the list. I have
You're
to
on the
I have to
list.
go buy other people first.
As long as I'm on the list.
It's gonna be a whole rotation of me haunting people and
Bye.
oh yeah, I did this one day, now the next day I'm with this person.
Jesus Christ,
Oh,
just how many people
many.
have wronged you?
Many people.
Many.
One person I'll be
Many
talking about
people.
later, but
Many. Yeah, I think a lot.
I have a
about you
personal
is
I have a
what we're
personal
talking
issue
about.
with the
I
guy,
think
to be
you
honest.
yourself- you have
No,
a
no,
personal
yeah, no, he did
vendetta
something personal
against the
to me.
guy. Jesus Christ,
I'll explain later.
I can't wait to hear
Very much
that.
biased,
I cannot
you know.
fucking wait to hear
So
that.
so
Biased.
dating update for
yes,
me.
I know.
Last week I mentioned there was a girl messaging me. Several people are messaging me, but okay.
Okay. What? No, that's Spanish. No, Spanish. Spanish. But okay, let's continue.
Ah, yeah,
Also,
no,
you
but
do
I'll just say
understand that the
Ricardo
Pope
to
needs to
Ricardo.
take a different name.
How it works?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, I'm
It needs to
literally
be
gonna
bibli-
look up
it
now.
needs to
You
be a biblical
keep
name. Show me
talking.
Ricardo in the Bible. Fine, so while Ricardo is looking up Ricardo names in the Bible.
Yes, Ricardo has been in the
that
Bible.
actually sounds
Fuck
really
you.
interesting, but here's what. Where say the fucking page number. Where the fuck was Ricardo in the Bible?
You're gonna put it on the screen.
Don't make me
Put
look
it on the
up. I'm
screen.
gonna look it up.
Put it
I'm
on
gonna
the
put
screen.
it
I
on the
will.
screen
I
now.
will.
Yeah, where the fuck is where the
I will
fuck
send
is
it to you.
where the fuck
Ricardo is
where the
also,
fuck is Ricardo in the fucking Bible?
Never mind. Continue talking. I
Mhm.
interrupted you. No.
No, you did not. You continue with the Ricardo in the Bible. Okay,
No.
so
Whoa.
So dating update.
Whoa,
You have
they've
been
talking
talking
to me.
to several girls, and
That's-
what is the one that?
Yeah, basically.
and you cannot, and you have been ignoring them, eh? Okay.
No, because I'm looking.
Okay, continue.
Basically that's my dating update. No.
He's been talking to several girls and ignoring.
I just
several
figure
others.
I'll do
That's
something that the girls
amazing.
used to do to me. I used to
Oh my
message a lot
God.
of girls. And they would ignore me. And now they're messaging me. So. So now I'm ignoring them.
And you're ignoring them.
Exactly.
Yes, fight the power.
Feminism.
Fight the feminism.
That's not good though.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. How many,
Actually, 0. I got one the
how
other
many
day.
scams have you gotten into on
And
the dating
it was
apps?
like, oh yeah, you can easily see they're like on traveling mode, right? Like it does say that, and I see like on Bumble using traveling mode,
Yeah.
13 kilometers away using
Yeah.
traveling mode. I'm like, okay, pretty clear this
Mhm.
person is not in my country.
Yep.
So he said, hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from the Philippines. Red flag
Yeah.
1. And then, but I'm living in your country now. I said, oh, when did you arrive? Like, how long have you been here? Right? I'm just playing along. Basically ignores like how long have you been living here. No, my aunt lives here. It doesn't answer how long. Red flag 2. Then I say, oh, okay, because it's King's weekend this weekend, right? So
Okay.
there's gonna be a lot of partying tonight. There's gonna be a lot of partying.
Yeah.
Tomorrow there's gonna be a lot of partying. So I'm like, oh, do you have any plans? Do you?
On the day
It's
the
still
Pope
his-
is
it's
being
still his
buried.
birthday.
Okay, continue. On the day the Pope is being buried,
King's
you're gonna
birthday.
party. Okay, continue. Continue. Continue.
One person dies, the other gets
Yes,
born.
I
You know?
understood.
Um,
The Pope does not have a birthday
So-
anymore.
I'm like, okay, well, if this person, benefit of the doubt,
Yep.
right? Okay, maybe you are in my country. Let me check. Do you have any plans? Ignores it. Do you have WhatsApp? I say, yes, but I'm not giving you my number because I don't know you. Like, pretty simple.
Do
Yeah,
you
no,
have any
if you ignore
plans?
my
Do you
question,
have
it's already
WhatsApp?
over.
Bitch, ignoring
Like,
my question.
if I ask a question, I answer. If you ask me a question, I answer that first. No.
Yeah.
But if you send 2 questions in a row, I will pick
Yeah,
my favorite
that's-
one and I'll only answer one.
Oh my God.
Oh no!
Yeah,
You
then
only
have
get to ask once.
You send the second one again to get the answer for the second.
That's the
one.
rule. That's the rule. Because what's more pathetic than sending the same question twice? Well, 3 times is also
Sending the same question
pretty,
5 times.
pretty bad. So, 5 times.
No, fuck it, 5 times. When you fuck up like a person. Yeah, like you know what? Fuck
So,
it, 5 times the same question.
Most
get
times, if you
500
ignore it the
answer.
first time they ask, no one will send it the second time. Yeah. So, that's the idea behind it. Oh yeah, I did
So
not fall
basically,
for it because I know
they tried
like
to scam
I've
you,
done
and you
this
did not
before, right? I gave it out for fun, my phone number, just see where it goes, right? What they want from me because I'm curious, like what kind of scams do you run, you know? And it's like they 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 hold
Yeah,
like
okay, yeah,
nowadays they hold
understandable,
normal
yeah.
conversations with you, right? First off, you see it's a company like WhatsApp profile, so you already
Yeah.
know it's fake. But they try to hold normal conversations with you,
Yeah.
and then they slyly try
Mm-hmm.
to add in that they trade in cryptocurrency or that they do something. And then if you go in on it, they will say, "Oh, I'll
Yeah.
teach you. Here's the account. Like you can do this." I'm like, "No, I
Mhm.
don't want to do that." And then they'll still keep talking to you. That's the funny part. They'll still keep talking to you, and they'll keep going, and they'll try again, right?
Yeah.
And then the second time, after you deny the second time, they won't do it. But one time, I just plainly
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh no, I'm not interested in crypto." But you're losing so much money. I said, "I'm already defeating the market on stock market." Like they mentioned how much percent they were gaining, right? I said, "Oh yeah, no, I'm doing 30%."
Uh-huh.
Oh no, no, Bo, no, but you can easily do 30% on here. Like you just said, you're a really good trader and you only get 15. So no.
Yeah, so you're a good trader and you can get 15, I'm
Yeah,
getting
exactly.
30. Oh, you can
Yeah,
get
you can
30.
get 30. Oh yeah, but
Well, I'm not getting
it's like
30. Got ya.
stupid. I'm only defeating the market now because smart bets, but okay. Well, bets, smart picking. It's really good when you anticipate Europe deciding to up its
Okay,
military industrial complex, and then you're like, of in January,
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
it, I'm
yeah, yeah.
gonna I'm gonna put some money on it, and then it goes up by like 100%, some shit like that.
Yeah.
I was a little bit too late,
Oh,
but
I should probably do that. Yeah, I should probably do that now. I mean, I'm gonna invest in something.
oh,
Something is gonna just go
just monthly I just
completely
add to
off
it,
the rails.
some money, and
Probably, most definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, understandable. hmm Oh, also speaking about money, do you know about the very first financial
What a
scheme
segue!
that
Holy
happened
shit!
during the 18th century?
Whoa! Yes,
You don't know.
I
I'm gonna
don't
have to
know
cut that
about the
out.
first financial scheme of the
but
1700s.
do you, but do you know? But do you know that? God fucking damn it! Do you fucking know what the fuck happened in our
Wasn't some guy that
lovely,
says,
lovely
"Oh, it's
country of
Tuesday
England
in
that
it," and
nobody
then
likes?
fucking stabbed you? But tell me more.
It's
No, I don't
not
know about it.
this. Jesus Christ, no.
I know
So,
about the
but you do know
Dutch
about
East
the
India
Honorable
Company,
East India
the
Company, right?
best one.
You know
Okay.
that's all you need to know. So, let's start. It was the 1700. England just elected their very first their
Mm-hmm.
new Chancellor of the Exchequer, Prime Minister basically, and he had the really
Always
amazing
fun.
time to consolidate the government's debt. The government the government's
Not
debt
a lot.
at that time was 9.5
Yeah, at that time
billion
it was a lot.
pounds. They start
Yeah.
9.5 million that time. If you put it in this time, it's over a billion. And they started paying that debt. So England started paying that debt on
Yeah.
the 1st of February 2015. 300 years later. But so he got elected as Chancellor of the Exchequer. He saw that he has a whole lot of debt that he has to cover and get the government afloat so it does not collapse on itself. So what did he do? First, he needed to get a loan, and he wanted to get a loan from the Bank of England, the the financial
Mm-hmm.
institution that was made by the government to help the government stay afloat. One problem is that the Bank of England was owned by the Whigs. So the
Okay.
English
The
Parliament
Whigs are
has
like
got
the
a
progressive
two-party
people.
system: the Tories and the Whigs.
Okay. Because I
And
know the Tories
they
are like the a conservative.
Yes. It's yeah, they're considered they're progressive. They hate each other and they do everything they can to fuck each other over. So the Bank of England was owned by the Whigs. Our dear new Chancellor was a Tory, so he could not get a loan from the Bank of England. So what did he do? You know what? I'm gonna ask a privately owned company to loan me the money. And he did. He went to the Hollow Sword Blades company, which was owned by a person named John Blunt.
John Blunt?
Do you see the oxymoron in here? Yeah, John Blunt was the owner of the Hollow Sword Blade Company. He made fine swords. But so he needed to get some money for the new Chancellor of the Exchequer. And what did he do? As it was the 1700s and England just got a whole lot of land in Ireland from the Catholic Church.
Of course.
He wanted that land. He wanted to buy it for cheap and fast. So he decided to get the idea that when the government of England needed something for their army, they would give out army debentures, basically IOUs for any provision that they needed, be it guns, ammunition, or anything else. He decided to try to get all of those army debentures and trade them in for stocks in his company. So, before he announced the information that, oh, my company is trading stocks for basically worthless pieces of paper that are worth nothing, he went out and he got a whole lot of army debentures. He got a lot of that debt. And when he announced
so he basically
the possible change, the price went out the roof. So, yes, he did that. And then, wait, so as he wanted government land, he did not have to pay them a penny. He basically just gave them the army debt and then took the land for him. That's the first thing. The second thing is, after that, so he got the £300,000. The new chancellor could have kept the government afloat for the next couple of months. But then he decided, okay, we need to do something about the debt. I cannot go into the Bank of England. Why don't I make a Tory-controlled Bank of England and just use the money from them?
So to gain more money, he made a bank that will cost money to make. Okay. Yes. Basically, yes. But wait, there's more. So they made the South Sea Company, and the idea was that the South Sea Company would lucratively trade in the South Sea. The South Sea being South America. South America being all the major ports in South America. During the 1700s, not
all those ports were owned by Spain. England.
Yeah, most major ports at the time, but there were also Dutch ports over there. I just want to add that
were owned by Spain. They were Dutch. They were Dutch ports, but they did not. But those were the smaller ports, not the major ones. And
who wasn't?
And England was at war with Spain. So it's idiots.
Spain.
So what? Who wasn't at war with England or Spain? Everybody was at war with England. God,
but as a Dutch
England
person and
everybody.
as a kind of Spanish person, I feel I have to always hate the
Spanish
people. 80 Years War and all that.
Yeah, 100 years war for English. So they decided, well, why don't we push out for a treaty with Spain? He basically made the Queen then elect several new Tory lords into the House of Lords, because England has that weird situation where you can be in the parliament.
You have to be appointed by the Queen or by the king. And to be a lord,
you just need to be pronounced by lord. Yeah, by the Queen. You don't have to have any other. You don't have to be like, oh, he's a great politician. No. Oh, he owns land. He's a lord. Get him in the parliament. So he made the Queen appointed 7 new lords in the Tory system. they pushed for the treaty. They got the treaty. You know what Spain gave to England? The possibility to send to the South
That's
Sea Company.
damn
The
good deal.
possibility to
Would you
send
take that deal?
one ship a year. Not a not no
one
wait.
ship, yeah,
Of
damn
course,
good deal.
no.
Like
So
that's
it
a
wasn't-
good
it
deal.
wasn't one
End
fleet
the
of
war
ships.
tonight.
It was
End the
one
war tonight, you know?
One ship.
One ship, damn good deal.
Yes, amazing. Done. It's over. It's done. And so, okay, they took the deal. The company was not making any money with trading. Then they needed to trade slaves. So, what did they do? They
Okay.
started selling more shares of the company. But how did... But they were like, okay, let's just see. So the government debt that we want to take out now is £100,000. Okay, we shall just send in 1,000 of our shares worth £100 a share. Good. They send it out. The price went up. So instead of selling all 1,000 pieces of shares to cover the debt, they needed to sell only a small portion of it. Everything above that would basically make them profitable. But to do that, they needed excellent marketing. So both Blunt and Hardley went hard on the marketing. What did they do? They got Defoe, the person that wrote Gulliver's Travels, to basically say, oh yeah, when the company starts trading, we're gonna be all millionaires. They got the fucking king to be a part of the company when the queen died. They first got the king's son, and then when the son made several bad investments, the king was like,
Okay,
"No,
I have a
fuck you.
question. What was the
I'm
singular
going
boat
into the
doing at
company."
this
And then
time?
the king went into the company. The singular boat was basically staying in the
So they
and
tell me. I have to know now. Do they ever send the boat to Spain?
Single boat.
Okay, they
They
never
did
sent the
not-
boat.
No, they never sent the boat to fucking South America. They never sent the boat to South America. What they do is, at the moment, England was also, the Bank of England was also doing a lottery system where you
Yeah.
can win £20,000 in that time. Today it's like 2 million, 20 million, something like that. So Hard, with the help of the other Tories, got John Blunt to host the lottery. And what did he do? He sold all the tickets. He made another batch of tickets worth £100 and sold them all. So £100 a ticket. He sold all the tickets. But why? Because he did a marketing that every fucking ticket won. If you got a ticket, you would at least
So you
get
basically
10%
won
of your money back with
10
that
bucks.
ticket. So you basically won something. Yes, basically won $10. Yeah, but you won something. It's like, yes, I got the ticket and I won. So the gamblers fucking loved it. The government did not, because more debt. But he made it so that for every winner, the government had 10 years to pay out that winning. So the government got their money and they had a decade to pay it out.
Yeah.
They were basically borrowing the money and giving out dividends to stay afloat. So,
I have a question,
during
okay? So
the
they sell the tickets for
second-
lottery, right? Can
during
they
the
just
second
like
round of,
sell a load of tickets, say, okay,
yeah,
the price is, I don't know, 7 schmeckles, right? And 7 schmeckles being like, let's just say 20,000 in today's currency, right?
okay,
The winner gets 20,000, they pocket the rest.
okay, yeah.
They pay the 10% back to everyone. They'll still have profit though, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, basically, yes.
But they
still
could have paid
profit
it all at
because they
once
do
and
not
still
need
had
to
money
pay
left.
all the money at once. They can pay it in increments. Well, no, because that was basically government gaining more debt
So
to
even
run
with the
lottery.
so
The
even
government
with
did not
the
have
money
any
from the
money
tickets,
at
they could
the
not pay.
time. Yes, even with the money from ticket, they could not. No, they could not pay at
Yeah, but
all
they
at
did
once
not win
because
full
every ticket
price,
won.
right?
Every ticket won. You understand?
Uh-huh.
They did not have to win full price. If you have 10,000 tickets or something like that, and every ticket won. Basically, all of that consolidates in one major payout if you want to pay everything. Like one ticket could win 10,000, one could win 10, but you still need to pay both of that
Okay,
at
so it
once. You
wasn't
only
like
got,
it's
I
a
don't know,
lottery with one big
50,000
prize,
from the
everyone
tickets
else loses.
for the government, because yeah,
Okay.
no.
So whether that be
everybody
10%
won.
of the
Everybody
ticket,
wins
full
at
price
least
of the
something.
ticket,
And
like
everything
full
that,
price plus 20%. Okay.
yeah, basically everybody. Yes, that. So everybody won at least something. So, 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 when John Blunt decided to get another point across with the stocks, he inflated the prices of the stocks. Basically, he was loaning money to the people to buy stocks. He was like, you know what, here, everybody gets £100, but you need to pay at least 50% of that in buying more stocks for the company. And since the company's stock prices were at a rise, everybody paid all of it back into stocks, because they were like, oh, so this 100 can actually be 500 after the next dividend payout. The company was worth up to £300 million in the second year. And when it started, it was worth, I think 30,000 only. £30,000. Now it was worth 300 million. 300 million. But all of that was inflation. The company was not solvent at all. The company did not make any money from trades. The one ship they could send, was still
nice.
in the harbor. He was not moving. So he got several politicians to get into the stock market and to seize the opportunity to basically try to make money. Several did make money because they sold their stocks when the value was at the highest, before it started collapsing. One of those was Robert Walpole, and when he sold his money, his stocks, he was like, okay, this is gonna go wrong on so many levels. What should I do to help myself? Alright, the king's in this company. Let's fucking save the king to sell his stocks before everything goes to shit and the country collapses. He managed to get both Hartley locked up in the Tower of London, John Blunt locked up in the Tower of London, but there was one person missing, Robert Knight. He was the accountant for the company. He had his little black book. In that little black book, he had several hundred fictional names with real money that were paid to them. Can you guess where that person ran off to with his little black book?
Netherlands.
In what country?
Hey!
Nope. Closer to England. Yes, he ran to the Netherlands, and basically, now the political party of the UK had a different problem. If we get the Netherlands to give us Robert Knight, the whole country collapses because we will get the black book. There will be a trial, and all the people will see, oh fuck, everybody's corrupted. So they just said to the Netherlands, you know what? Beat him up.
Okay. I have a question.
Execute him.
What year was it exactly?
Let him go. That's what. Okay. That was somewhere around
1720. Okay.
15, 17, 20. Yeah,
no.
somewhere around
No, that's what I'm getting out of it. Yeah.
The company did not last that long. Trust me, the company fucked up. So the Robert Knight that was in the Dutch prison at the time, he got taken out to the forest, got beaten up like a shit, and basically they were like, okay, we beat you up, go, just Look, like there is Rotterdam. Just go. There is a ship. It's gonna take you somewhere. Just go.
Why did I figure
Get
he
some
would go
money,
there?
and then he went
That's
to
the one
South
ship.
America.
That's the one ship a
Then he
year.
went to South
That's the one
America.
ship a year. They figured it
Because
out.
everybody
Holy
everybody
shit.
goes there.
That's why they wanted the one
year.
ship, because they knew this would happen. One ship a year. Only one ship is allowed to go. And that ship went.
Yeah. Yes.
Wait,
that's the ship
repeat
that
the year
went.
real quick.
Oh
That
my
isn't-
god. So after all of this.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say that seems really
15,
close to a
17,
war. I have to
20,
look it up.
somewhere
But that
around
was
this
50
time.
years later.
Basically. Yeah, it was 50 years later. So then after all of that, Walpole teams up with John Blunt. But Walpole has a different idea in mind. He wants to become the prime minister, and to become the prime minister, he needs to fix what the fucking South Sea Company did. Okay, of course. He made all of his supporters get off easy, because all of his supporters were supposed to be trialed because they helped the
Yeah.
South Sea swindle Britain out of the money. Also, you know what the funny part is? In this scam that Blunt basically made like a used car salesman and paid people to buy stocks. He got out with more money that he started. The guy scammed the system so good. This was the first
Yeah.
Ponzi scheme
Damn.
before the
Alright.
original Ponzi scheme, if you know what I mean.
Talking about schemes, I want to talk about a scheming man in our current day.
Yeah.
And I have a personal issue with this man, as we all know, because it's Elon bitch-ass Musk. And, not his real name.
That's
So,
not his
I
real
want
name.
to, because
His
we all
real
know
name is
Elon
not
Musk,
Elon
we
bitch-ass
probably don't
Musk.
know some specifics. So I just, because, you're telling your story, and I see a lot of, funnily enough, a lot of things coincide with what Elon Musk does. So, I just want to real quick explain who this man is, what the fuck is wrong with him, and then my personal issue with him. So, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is, as we known,
amazing.
from South Africa. His dad owned a mine, which Elon Musk claims there were no mines that his family owns. But Elon Musk's dad, until the day of today, does say, yeah, no, we had mines. we had horrible working conditions for the people that worked for us. Exactly. So, Elon Musk,
the children yearn
before
for the
he made
mines.
Tesla, and made SpaceX, and all his other companies, he programmed. He was a programmer. He's not an engineer, not an entrepreneur. He was just programmed. And he made something, as how far I understand, similar to PayPal. Well, Elon Musk is most commonly known as the guy who started PayPal. Now, PayPal was already a company while Elon Musk was working on his own app that did something similar. PayPal saw this, and they went together. So the original founders of PayPal are Peter Thiel, Max, Chelvin, Ken Howry, Luke Nosek, and Yupan. Those are the original true founders of PayPal. So, Elon Musk got into the company of PayPal. They became PayPal. They later on sold it. Like, he sold his part, if I recall. With that, somewhere which is a team with him, he got known as the founder of PayPal. Now, this is interesting because he was not there when it was founded.
Yeah.
So, there's another company where Elon Musk is known for. And by the way, this is how he made his first money, right? Then there's another company, that's Tesla. Well, what is Elon Musk to Tesla? No. What is Elon Musk in Tesla?
Electrical cars.
Well, yeah, he's the
Is
boss,
he
but what is he commonly
CFO,
described as?
CEO?
Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but also the founder. Now,
An
funnily
idiot.
enough, he's also not the founder of Tesla. He
Oh.
bought the company. The agreement was with the old people, which I would do quickly want to get this real quick. I don't have the names here on standing here, but I'll say them later if I ever get to them. Exactly.
We should put
So
the names in the
the
episode.
agreement was that
Don't worry.
they will be bought out the company, and he will be able to call himself the founder of Tesla. So ignoring the other two original people who made Tesla. I don't remember which year he bought Tesla, but they already were making cars at that point. Tesla was already a brand. It was already an electrical car brand. He just bought it, took all the glory for it, and then admittedly made something bigger out of it, right? Before this time, he was already known as a real life. Well, at this point, he was known as a real life Iron Man. I don't know where that came from. So that's Elon Musk. So he next to SpaceX and another company like the Neuralink company, he's not found an actual company.
Yeah, so I think
Into it. Yeah, he bought Twitter, he bought Tesla.
And then he basically bought Twitter and renamed it X.
I'll come on there.
I have a question. What the fuck is his obsession with the letter X?
Also claimed for years that he is a pro gamer. He's not a pro gamer. There is a testimony from one of his children saying that he got upset every time one of his children beat him at this particular game. Like he would throw a tantrum. No.
Was the game Fortnite?
But one of his older kids has said it. So one of the kids that is like my age, born in 2000. Talking about Elon Musk's kids. How many kids does Elon Musk have? I think I told you before we started the episode. But 14, indeed. With some of them, 14 confirmed, basically. There might be more. And I'll call that. So there are 4 women confirmed to have children with Elon Musk. Out of which, if you can count, 4 women, 14 children. Yep. We'll go through it in a second.
Oh my fucking lord.
So, I will say 14, some of them died. But 14 originally, right? 14 that we know has been fathered by him. Yeah.
We're gonna have to put
real quick, his wife, the woman he has had children with.
Yep.
No.
Yeah,
exactly.
not necessarily his wives, basically women that allowed him to
Justine Wilson.
Them, okay?
Grimes, of course, that we all know.
Okay.
Chiffon Silis.
Yeah, we know Grimes, we know the names of those kids.
Which is the executive of Neuralink. Yep. And then Ashley St. Clair, which is allegedly, which is an author. She's been claiming on X that Elon Musk is not paying child support for the child he fathered with her. And then he has 14 kids, which some of the names are pretty interesting, I will say. You'll see a theme as we go along here. So the first one was called, sadly died of SIDS at 10 weeks old, is Nevada Alexander Musk. Then we have... Yeah, then we have Griffin and Vivian Musk. Which Vivian came out as transgender in 2022, and Elon Musk has since then disowned her. Because... Or he or her, I'm not sure which one it is, but... Vivian has decided to change last name as well to the mother's last name, and does not want any contact with her with biological father.
I
Actually,
wonder
from
why.
he to her. So yeah, her. Yeah. Then I think she's also
Okay,
the one
so
that
it's a
did the
male. It's a
interview
male
I
to
was
female.
talking about
Okay.
before about the games. Then we have Kai, Sexton, and Damien.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, three names, three names.
Those are three
All
names,
done
right?
by
Not one
IFE.
name.
By the way, the last two were
Okay.
also
Okay.
done by
Okay.
IFE. Um, yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
Okay.
Then this was all
In
with one
vitro
woman.
fertilization. Okay. Okay.
Just to make clear, this is all with one woman. Also, because it's IFE, they're twins and triplets, basically.
So 6 kids.
But yeah, they divorced 2 years later after the last three
Okay.
kids were born.
Okay.
So then, a few days later, a few years, 12 years later, Elon Musk. So this is why it's a bit controversial, because what happened in those 12 years, right? um, Elon Musk went with Grimes, which then we get X, which
Yep.
official name is a bit longer. But X
X.
is currently 4 or 5 years old. Actually becoming 5 as of next month.
Yep.
So the child is
Yep.
now is X. So then Grimes had another child with Elon Musk. Well, they were fighting this whole period. Each other. Then we have Exa Dark Sidrael Musk. So Exa was given the
God, fucking
nickname
then it
Y.
sounds like a D&D character. Okay.
Y. Just one letter. Just Y.
Wait, I have a question. Like, okay, good,
No,
good.
just the letter
You learned my
Y.
question. What, is it the letter Y or the word Y? Okay.
There was revealed in March 2022 that she and Elon had welcomed their second child via surrogate in December of 2021. The surrogate. So, pretty interesting. Now, you might
Yeah, yeah.
say, well, the letter Y and the letter X. Hold on, he has a car company. Did he not already have the Model Y car? Yes, he did, before this time. So, then we have two different other children, also twins. I mind you, this guy is popping out twins left, right, and center. So, this is child 9 and 10.
Yeah, I
Strider
see.
and Assur.
God damn it, he's...
Boy and a girl.
Okay.
And this was with Silas, so the Neuralink executive. Mind you, these were born while he was with Grimes.
Okay, so
Then,
basically
and I think
cheating on
if
his
this is the
dead
reference
wife
I
with
think it is, I'm
okay.
kind of disappointed. Child 11 is Techno Mechanius. Now, I know Technoblade, and I think it kind of came from him because this is around the time he died. But as a common theme with Elon Musk, their name means nothing. The kid is nicknamed Tau, as in the Greek letter Tau. So, then, child 12. I just love going to his children for a second. I know it takes a while, but okay, I'll make my point.
Yep.
Then we have 12, Arcadia. Also with Silas.
Okay.
This was 2024, so this is last year. Child 13, Romulus.
Yeah, okay.
By Ashley Sinclair.
Okay.
This year. As in the Star Trek or the star, you know,
good. Okay,
Romulus.
Yeah.
Also works.
The first emperor of Rome.
Then
Romulus. Yeah.
Then Silas announced on X
I don't
that
know.
she had another child with
Continue.
Musk. Sheldon Lycurus.
Okay.
Sheldon, yeah.
Did you say
So,
Sheldon?
we go through all the fucking weird names, right? And it ends with fucking Sheldon.
Wait.
Okay. Yes.
Sheldon.
So,
With Sheldon.
you might say that's a
Lycurus.
lot of fucking children. And it turns out he might have more children. Because it's been reported that he has having a different woman came out not with proof as much as these 4 women have. Another woman came out that she worked for Musk and
Okay, yeah.
he
but-
invited
yeah,
her
but
to
just
his
another woman
office
came out.
and apparently they would have a child as well. And if you would follow, he did it once, he did it twice with people he worked with, right? High ranking women. He
So basically, it's like okay.
The question
so
is,
he is
until
known
what
to
point
do that,
does this
so
continue?
it's
And
not
also, till what
that-
point does power play in this, right? Because he has power, he could say, hey, if you do this, I can put you in a better position, or like he might be blackmailing this woman, right? It could also be this is of the woman's own choice, right? They have children with him. They know the child will probably be set up until Musk stops paying his child support, which a woman did call him out on.
I have so. I think you're gonna say exactly what it is, but
Yes, so he
doesn't
works
do
for
something for
Elon
the
Musk donated
president now.
around $240 million to Trump's campaign. Yeah.
Okay.
With that was a deal. Mind you, Elon Musk
Okay.
has been saying for years that he
Okay.
does not like Trump. Exactly, because he knew Trump would win, and he knew if he
Yes,
would
but then he
donate,
donated
there was a
and
high
then
chance that he would be
was
put in a
in
position
the-
of power. Now, this is all backfired spectacularly. So, Elon Musk set up it existed already. The department of I don't know what the fuck, but it was Doge, so his crypto coin would spike up, which he's been scamming with this coin before, by the way. It's known that he bought the coin, then writes something on X, the coin goes up because
Yeah,
every one of his fanboys buys it, he sells it, coin drops, he has money. And you might say, alright, we don't have proof for that, but he
makes
also did
profit
this
and the
with the
coin
Tesla
drops,
stock when he
so,
wanted
yeah,
to buy
basically
X
people like-
or Twitter. He said, I will never sell, and slowly he was continuously selling
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So there are things there. So yeah, he started a department within the United States government who has been claiming they cut so much money. Oh, we have so much profitability. They fired a lot of people. First of all, they did not do much. Fired a lot of people. Had to rehire all the people again because hey,
Yep,
you cannot run nuclear
I
reactors
saw that.
without the people from the government who know about nuclear reactors, right? So yeah.
How
So-
not? You just get
So
Steve
that's one
from
example.
from the street. Hey, Steve,
Now
come on,
recently it
nuclear
turned
reactor,
out
you can
that
fix it.
they wanted to change softwares. Elon Musk hired all these young people with no experience, corrupt people, might I say, because it turns out that a lot of social security codes or IRS data, Doge got access to it, and Russia had it within 1 day after they got access to it. So it might be that Russia hacked into the Doge, like software pre ahead, or that someone let them have access. So mind you, something that the KGB has been trying to do for years and years and years to get this much data on all the American citizens. They got with it 1 fucking day within 4 months of this presidency starting. That's fucking impressive. So meanwhile, the company Tesla of Musk is his Opel, which, mind you, Tesla is overvalued at some point. At some point, it was worth more than all car manufacturers together. They had, if you would believe the stocks, you would assume, like, if you never go outside, look at stocks, you would assume everyone is driving a Tesla. At least more than 50% of the people are driving Teslas. But that's not true.
Yeah,
In most countries,
basically,
that's
yeah.
not true. In the Netherlands, they
Yeah.
love Tesla at some point, and now not anymore. You saw a lot of them around, but not 50%. Um, my headset turned off, so give me 1 second here.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be turned on.
Yeah. Also, I did
I
not
think.
see a single Cybertruck in Croatia. I do see Teslas. But I do not see Cybertrucks. But yeah, I understand. Like, if you just look at the stock and the stock values, you're like, oh my god,
Exactly.
everybody driving a
But
fucking Tesla.
so
Like,
the
there is no
market
other car
cap
manufacturer, it's just
was
Tesla.
at one point
Continue.
1.4 trillion. Yeah. The peak revenue um,
Wow.
is less than 100 billion.
Mm-hmm.
It's already projected that so that was 2024
Okay.
under 100 billion. This year they're falling hard. They're projected to lose a lot. So that's their revenue, by the way. Earnings, you're looking at 13.9 billion.
Yeah.
So a lot less.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right? So earnings, profit. That's so they're not making enough
I
to make
understand.
up the market cap of 1.4
Yep.
trillion. That's impossible.
Yeah.
So since the 1.4 trillion,
Yeah.
which was 14 December of last year, it has dropped down to in 19th of
Yep.
April, so that's a few days ago, to let's round up 800 billion.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped down almost 50%.
Oh.
From
Oh my. Ooh. So that's
that's the market cap. Yeah, of market cap.
So that's a half a trillion drop down. Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
I mean, half a billion.
So
Sorry, half
Elon
a
Musk
billion
clearly,
of
because
drop
he
down.
focuses
Oh
on
wow.
Doge right now, really fucking stressed out. To the point that a few days ago he had a emergency meeting about what they're gonna do, and he alluded to the fact he might stop with Doge starting next month and focuses on Tesla again. Because if he loses Tesla, he loses all his money. That's literally Tesla is literally the reason why he's worth as much.
Yep.
He also does a lot more shady stuff.
Yep.
Enough to fill an hour with. But one of my favorite is you might be known with LA and San Francisco. And there's a train between those two cities, but they were gonna make a high-speed train from LA to San Francisco. That was approved. There were some issues along the way. So Elon Musk comes 2014
Understandable,
around that time, and Elon Musk still steals a lot of ideas, and he came with the Hyperloop, an idea that has already been around since the 1914, around that time. That idea is really fucking old. But he comes around, he reintroduces it, let's just say that, but he takes all credit for the idea, which is basically a train inside a vacuum tube. Right? So, no, we want to make that. And that's a better idea, because with this technology, you would be there even faster. So, he knew damn well they were never going to do it. I mean, he had to put money in it. So first it was open source, right? Let other people figure this out. But this will at least stop the high-speed train from LA to San Francisco. Why is this important for him? Well, if there's this train there, people, one, I could turn the attention on me, on Tesla as well, because Tesla cars, right? People will buy my cars, I get profit. The train gets delayed, people will buy more cars. It's in his interest, as not a lot of public transport exist. Same with all car manufacturers, by the way. They don't want public transport. They want every person, every singular person, to at least have one car. Ideal world, right? So he introduced that idea, and that was also a reason why the high-speed train thing was delayed, next to all the other issues that it faced. So that's one of the things he did. At the time, Elon Musk, NASA is going back to the moon. They needed a lander. While Elon Musk is making a rocket, a pretty big rocket, the biggest since Saturn rockets. He is developing that rocket. It should have already been done 5 years ago, by the way. It should have already been flying. It should have already been stuff. We should have already been on Mars, according to his own actions, right? well, considered
Yeah.
normal, but
Yeah.
funny
Back
enough,
when
I
he was
skipped over
still
that.
normal.
Also, reason of the naming of
Yep.
his children. In 2022, he admitted to using ketamine to handle his depression. He microdoses it personally in private, and it's reported at a party he uses full doses of ketamine. So he's basically constantly drugged. That guy. Yeah.
SpongeBob,
But
I
NASA
overdosed on ketamine and I'm about to
requested
die.
a
SpongeBob
lander
boy.
to land on the moon, right? We go to this, fly to the space station around the moon. We dock. The lander is docked to it.
Yep.
We go to the moon, right? So like a resting ground is the space station. Well, this rocket is kind of big, right? So you would
Yeah.
assume one, like all the other companies did, would make a dedicated small lander that is proper sized for what NASA wants. Now, Elon Musk comes with the entire upper stage of this rocket, bids it, heavily underbids, so he
Yep.
wins the contract. Then now, Boeing and other companies like Amazon's space company from Jeff Bezos were like, hey, it's not possible with the amount of money he said it would cost, and the time frame. Um, so there were some issues, some lawsuits about that. So they dedicated some money so a competitor would also get a contract to make it, because they quickly realized that Elon Musk would not be able to do this in time. Also, the rocket is kind of stupid. You need around 8 refuels,
Yep.
so one stage to get to orbit of the Earth, right? Then that rocket needs 8 refuels, so 8 separate launches to refuel it to actually make it to the moon. Now, at the time, it was 8. It's slowly, every time I check, it's becoming more and more launches needed to refuel this rocket to be able to go to the moon. So you're talking about what the Apollo program did in one launch, suddenly in 8 to 16 launches. During the time we didn't have
the Apollo program
computers
did
to simulate things,
during
anything
the
like that.
time where they had their whole setup had what?
Even better,
100
a lot of
megabytes?
it weren't even boards like
You're telling
normal
me
boards we have today. A lot of it was they got like people who knit, and they used them to make the boards, the logic boards.
So you're telling me that Elon cannot do the thing that Apollo did with
Exactly, and it's not only computing
several
power;
hundred
he's
times
cutting
the
corners
computing power that we
almost
have today.
everywhere. So with space, I'm especially qualified to talk about it, right? Because my study and I know about safety factors and things like that, right? The dedicated physics of it. And I look at this thing and I'm like, all right, look at almost any other company. I mean, recently in current modern period, we're having a lot of issues with launching rockets without them blowing up, right? Um, so what's happening is
Yeah.
Elon Musk's new rocket has been in development since 2016, and never it made it to space, but never in orbit around Earth. They're years behind on their thing. They're taking money from the government still till this day to make this rocket, right? Taxpayer money, technically, from American citizens. He's pocketing some of the money that's for himself then as well, right? But he's still making this rocket. It is constantly blowing up. It doesn't work. And because they're cutting corners, because they want to do it as cheaply as possible, and because they want to do it as cheaply as possible, it's becoming more and more expensive. They're forcing something that does not work, and they're not looking at like the fundamental mistakes they might have made. Funnily enough, and that's the last point I will make about this rocket, there's actually no customer that needs this amount of payload capacity. So there isn't even a customer, apart from SpaceX itself, that would want this rocket.
So basically, the only customer that wants this rocket is
It's
Elon's
because
own
they want to
company.
launch the bigger
Hello,
Starlink satellites
I'm
with
back.
it.
Okay.
That's all they want with it. And we'll go to Mars, which will not happen with SpaceX, by the way. Let's be really fucking honest here. Not the way it's going right now, right?
No.
Um,
Mm,
I'm
no.
happy that he's currently
No.
in Doge because he's not focusing on SpaceX. Because I do have hope for that company, right? In the beginning, they did really well with the reusable rockets and stuff like that. But right now,
Yeah.
like he took like focus of it and he ruined the company. Same with Tesla. Years and years he's been saying, "Oh, self-driving cars."
Yeah. Mm,
A lot of issues with self-driving cars. Um, the way they're doing it specifically, by the way.
yeah. I mean, they have. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
I
have
mean, they do
Waymo,
have
which is
something similar
already
in a
which
Tesla.
uses
Like
lidar,
it
which is the
can
problem.
drive itself,
SpaceX,
but still.
we're over time by the way, but I just want to finish this rant. Um, Waymo uses lidar, which lidar uses lasers to
Mm,
scan around and makes a 3D map. Right? It can look through fog. Uh, there might be problems with interference of if you have
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
lidar
Basically.
cars on the road, it could bring interference with the lasers spitting out. Which I've worked with lidar, by the
Yeah.
way, so I know how lidar works. But I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
about the
Because.
interference
Mm,
correctly. I don't know how much cars you would need or like statistics on that.
mm. Yeah, but
Yeah,
still, there is a possibility that a lot of cars
but
equals problems that might occur
well, yeah.
because
If it
if the
hits something
lasers
and
come in
reflects
contact, if the
back into the
lasers go
wrong
like
car, it
ping
could
ping boom,
give
that would.
bad data. But Waymo also uses like Tesla
Yeah,
cameras,
basically, yeah,
normal
that.
cameras. Now there is a problem with cameras, with normal visible cameras, because
Yeah.
you cannot see through fog. Uh, you need to use algorithms to be able to identify different
Yeah.
objects, like a child, like a fire hydrant. This is a picture of a child, right? Um,
Mhm.
there are many
Mhm.
different things with that.
Mhm.
Tesla doesn't want to use LiDAR because it's too expensive. At the time when they started developing this, it's too expensive. It's also a problem, and I don't know if I
Of
mentioned this
course.
on a
Yeah.
podcast before, but I've heard it on a different podcast as well. Um, that which it makes sense. When you want to have lidar
Mhm.
and cameras and different sensor, it's harder to all make them work together than if you have just one system, which is makes a lot of sense. Um,
Yeah.
if I look at my own projects,
Of course.
the more you're
Mhm.
gonna add,
Yeah.
the complicator can be more complicated to make them talk. Yeah, to
Yeah.
use the same
It's more
data
complicated
and make
to
decisions out
make
of them.
them work
But it's not
together
impossible. In airplanes, we
in
have
unison.
two different flight computers, for example,
Yeah.
and if they both give wrong data, um, then one gets prioritized over the other one, or they're gonna measure, or one gets turned off. That is just weird. So it is possible.
Yeah.
It's been done in airplanes many times.
Yeah.
Um, mm. So Elon Musk, is his whole goal is not for the betterment of humanity, like his supporters would want to say. It's where can I get the most power and the most money off, and how can I, without care of any other people. Everyone works, but he is
Yeah. I
comically
mean,
evil
that's
in some
basically
aspects.
how.
He lies. He's
Um,
on drugs. He's being worshipped as a god at some
yeah.
time. At some
Mhm.
times, um, famously underpays his international workers. You know,
Mhm.
um, stuff like that. Which is also not a singular problem with him only. It's all the companies in America with international workers. But um, yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like
It's
that.
yeah.
And why do I hate him personally? So, little Ricardo wanted a internship, and he was at the time he was 16, 15.
Okay.
But he had to fill in time in school because I already graduated in some projects, and we had to go to school things for this many hours. I said, okay, I will take an internship,
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
wanted to go
Mhm.
to Tesla. They
Yep.
would not take me. No, no, no. They would not take me.
Okay.
But you can take a picture in the Tesla car. That's what they fucking told me. I did not take a fucking picture in a Tesla car.
Did you take a picture in the Tesla car?
I got one of their fake. I don't know where it is. It might be there. It might be there. But I got
my God,
one of
yeah.
their fake, like, supposed batteries they use in the
Okay.
cars, which looks like an AA battery, which they don't fucking use in the car.
Okay.
So
Okay.
fuck them. Fuck Elon Musk. And suck my cock.
Amazing. And with that, we're basically done. So
It's only
the
going harder.
conversation
It's
for
only
Elon
going
Musk
harder.
is still going hard in this season. Not gonna lie. Oh my god. Yeah, but today were these two themes, ideas. Next time we are having a
AI.
guest. The theme
Possibly about
should
Guatemalans
be
as well.
AI, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yeah, that's the second point. Yeah, and
We'll probably have
after
another
that, We
debate,
shall see what life brings us. So
It's what we feel like that week.
yeah, most definitely, we have no idea about what.
All right.
So we'll have to see.
Oh, this episode was
Yeah.
sponsored.
Yeah. Also, so
I
you.
forgot.
Yeah, he figured it out. He said he was gonna do it in a 20-minute. He did it at the.
Well,
just a moment. Oh, he did it
sucks
at
to suck.
78 minutes.
we have
mark.
a sponsor this week.
Good job.
Me. I sponsored the episode. So right now, because I sponsored it, I want my Twitch really big in the screen over here. Okay, thank you, editor. And it's sponsored by me. Twitch.tv.
Yeah, not a
Atomy21. I'm
problem.
back, bitches. Alright. We're gonna do some shit. We're gonna do some shit. I sponsored it. I paid $5 for this, by the way. I paid
not a
$5. No, $10
problem.
even.
I'm gonna,
Paid 10
the editor is gonna put it in.
$10 for this
The
fucking
editor-
sponsorship.
The editor is gonna put
Alright.
it in.
I don't give a shit otherwise else. My sponsorship. You shut the fuck up right now. That was the sponsorship.
I did not say.
Famously the best sponsorship this show has ever had.
So.
Famously
yeah,
the best.
The only sponsorship, but yeah, the best. So catch
Shut the fuck
Ricardo
up, I played
streaming
FTL the other
sometime
day.
later. He mostly streams cancer, so be prepared for that. He mostly streams cancer, so
I don't
be
stream
prepared for
CS2.
that. If you don't know what cancer is,
I
it's
uninstalled
CS2.
the game.
So yeah. You installed it then
Yeah.
sometime. You did what?
Probably.
Oh, you uninstalled.
Alright,
Shit,
thank you all
you're
for
gonna install it
watching.
sometime
Leave
in
a
the
comment,
future, I know.
leave a like. You know what's up.
Right.
We're every week. Catch us on the Spotify. Rate us on Spotify as well. It really helps. Leave a like here.
Every
Algorithm. Fucking shit sucks. Let's be honest.
week. Yep. And yeah, and catch us on
All
our
down below.
socials and
Alright,
on
thank you all
our
and
Twitch
have a
in the
nice
description down below.
week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.